Good evening. We are joined by Sofia Gonzalez and head coach Devin Bennett over at San Bernardino Valley College. Ladies, thank you for joining us tonight.
Of course, thank you for having us.
Yeah, thank
Absolutely.
you.
Yeah. Sofia Gonzalez out of Fontana, graduated out of Summit High School, named the IEAC Pitcher of the Year. Sofia, congratulations
Thank
on
you.
being
Thank you
named.
so much.
Yeah, what does that award and title mean to you?
It means a lot more than just a piece of paper and like a name. It's a lot of I feel like it shows for a lot of hard work that I put into my sport.
Mhm.
All the hours that I put into the sport, all that good stuff. I feel like it paid off with this for sure. So it means a lot for sure.
Absolutely. Hey, let me ask you this. Was there something about this year, going into this year, that you felt as if, this is going to be a big year for you? What was it about this year that, in a sense, kind of made everything fall in place?
This year I came up hungry.
Mhm.
I think I had a lot of goals set for myself this year. Last year I ended the year with only 90 strikeouts, and I went into this year with the mindset that I'm going to get 100, and I
Mhm.
succeeded that, superseded that by getting to 126 this
Yep.
year. And on the way I kept just kind of racking in a little accomplishments on the way, a little goals off the checklist for sure, but definitely came in this year with a mindset to accomplish anything that I could, pretty much.
Absolutely. We're also joined by head coach Devin Bennett. Devin Bennett has been a member of San Bernardino Valley College since 2019. Coach, tell me about Sofia. What does she bring to the table day in and day out? I mean, obviously, we can talk about the stats. 13 wins, 126 strikeouts, as she mentioned, 3.10 ERA. Just how good was she this year? And in a sense, what separates her from everyone else?
I would say how good she was. I would say a lot had to do with comfort. She was more comfortable here.
Mhm.
Mainly because all of her friends came. They all followed her. She did not recruit a single one. I think a lot of them saw how the program was,
Yeah,
and then they just followed her. So I felt that added some comfort.
sure.
Because I don't know, you probably don't know, but Sophia was originally supposed to go to another school.
Mhm.
And then my assistant, Coach K, which is a former player of mine, Kendra, saw her at a tournament and was like, hey, I don't even know what she said to her. But the fact that she was still willing to talk to us
Yeah.
was kind of interesting to us. So we had her come on a virtual tour back in
Mhm.
that day. Like I took my little GoPro around. It was really interesting because things just kind of started like matching up as, even in that conversation, just kind of matching up with each other. And then she tried to commit a few times to us. And I did not let her commit until she was 100% because she had already talked to that other school. So she's always somebody that um, she's a little indecisive. It's if you saw her list the schools, which is over here, there's so many, and
Mhm.
we still have like 10 to decide between.
Sure.
She hasn't made up her mind, but we would ask her like, what percentage are you? And she'd be like, yeah, I'm ready. And I was like, okay, are you willing to talk to this school still? And she's like, well, then I'm only 98%. And so we would
Hmm.
keep on going with her. And then I think what the clincher was was when she found out we had the same birthday. So it kind of aligned with that.
Uh-huh.
And then I think last year for us, she had the potential. I actually had her communicate with some of my former players, which were at Southwestern, who had like the most strikeouts in Southern California. And what she told her was that you need to be a little more, have more swag to you, accept it
Mhm.
when you do good, accept that stuff. So, and she had gone through a lot the previous year before I met her, and I think we bonded on that level,
Sure.
getting her comfortable with playing at the college level, I would say.
Sure.
So, my former player definitely helped her on swagger, I would say.
Mhm.
She's still not totally there, but every player has a different experience, but day in and day out, Sofia never doesn't surprise me. So
Sure.
there's always something. I mean, even today we did in morning practice, and I was like, "What did you just say? Like, you just said all that really fast, and I don't even know how you said all that." And she just smiles, and you're just like, "You literally said that. Like, did you hear that?" And we're just like, "Oh my God." It's usually just something hilarious that she says. There should be a TV show about her. But day in, day out, it's never a dull moment. She's definitely the picturesque of what we want in this program. So it was great to find a player like Sofia.
Sure, sure.
And
Yeah,
she definitely,
and going back to what you were saying, I mean, the comfort zone of a player,
yeah,
definitely adds to what they can do on the field, and that's one of those things that I've known about you, Coach, and plus your amazing communication skills, just with me, you and I on a weekly basis is amazing, and to have kind of have that trust with your players and the program, and everyone else. I mean, there's no surprise why Sofia performed well, right? Those are the important, in a sense, traits of programs in which separates from everyone else. Hey, Sofia, tell me about your experience at San Bernardino. What are some of the most memorable things you remember, and tell me about the coaching staff and how they've influenced you.
Honestly, San Bernardino brought me so many more memories than I anticipated. From our little Halloween games to having to fight for our field and talking to our chancellors and council leaders. I feel like I've bonded massively with this group of girls in such a short period of time, like 2 years, and I feel like I can depend on these girls for absolutely anything. Mm-hmm. In terms of the coaching staff, I feel like they're the reason that we are the group that we are 100%. Everybody balances each other out perfectly. Mm-hmm. Our three coaches balance each other out perfectly. Without Coach K, Coach Bennett would not be the coach that she is. If Coach K was not here, Coach Bennett would lose her head, her marbles. It would be over for the rest of us. I'm not gonna lie. But it's for a reason, and the same thing with if Coach Bennett wasn't here for Coach K, we all need each other. Same with Coach Ward, our newest coach, to our faculty. She has added such a mother-like figure to our team that I feel like we really needed as a group. And ultimately, I feel like San Bernardino just brought a new experience of softball for me in terms of being able to play at that upper level, but being close to home. I feel like it was just a blessing of an experience in general, honestly, for sure.
Yeah, it's amazing. We were talking offline for a little bit here, and just the relationship that I sense and I see in here when you guys are talking, it's definitely that close-knit family that you want in a program, right?
Right.
You want to be able to have that relationship with a player and coach that, yeah, there's a line of there's a coach and there's a player, but there's a little wiggle room there where you guys can all be friends. That's how everything works. That's when everything clicks, right? But hey, coach, fell just a little bit short this season to Chafee. Probably a lot of good things this year. Without looking too far ahead, because obviously you guys have a game tomorrow at Mesa College at 2 p.m. for the play-in game. Right now you're at 25-14, 11-4 in the conference. That's not too shabby at all, right? With another game tomorrow and possibly forward. What are you looking forward to for next season? And again, that's kind of a little early because we still have a game tomorrow. Just kind of give us a quick glimpse of the upcoming season.
Well, it's definitely hard replacing Sofia. That's definitely a hard one. But we do have a lot of our core freshmen coming back. I know Caitlin LaFleur is coming back. Yeah, I've had long conversations with her today. She did fantastic actually in the voting. She got 25 out of 25 points, which is insane. I mean, yeah, we came up short against Chafee, but it's just something more to work for. I would say some of those reasons we came up short was because we had extra stress on us. I had to find a field 2 weeks before our season started, and when I show up, I had to tell this team that they didn't have a field, and that's really a hard thing to do. I mean, it's the same thing as telling kids 2 years in a row that we're shut down for COVID, and that's
Yeah,
hard.
absolutely.
So I put a lot of that on that we didn't have the field done. There's not much we can do about that other than, you know what, let's show off. Let's try and be better. Who needs the field to be great? And I think this group showed it. And they stuck by my side. I'm not gonna lie, I had some mental breakdowns, as Sophia knows, especially in our team bonding, because I had just found out we didn't have our field. But I think that this group showed that people can persevere. And it's not for us. The kids that come into this program are coming to transfer.
Yeah.
So, yeah, we're still in the hunt to replace some of the players. We do have a decent infield coming in. I normally actually, it's going to be the same thing. We recruit locally because local kids do extraordinary things. A lot of them are going to the Orange Empire. A lot of them are going, there's kids down the road going to Mount Sac, and then these schools claim that they're the best, they have the best area, but when in reality, they're right here homegrown. So it's just getting over the hump of, what, you can play here and you can transfer on. So we're still waiting on a few more kids, but it's looking pretty good, especially the outfield's going to be pretty hot because we also have Aubrey Slider. So we have Aubrey, we have Caitlin. I believe Tara's coming back as of the other day. She said it, and that's our shortstop. And then I have a freshman coming in that is a former travel ball kid of mine as well. So we have a few of those that are from powerhouse teams. So they we might not have abundance, but we have quality is what we look for here.
Got it. Hey, Sophia, are you do you know what your future plans are yet? Obviously, being a sophomore, do you know what the next step is, or are we in the middle of that whole thing? And coach is looking to her right.
It's my board.
that's the Sophia board, huh? Well, let me ask you this then. There's obviously options out there, right? What are you looking for in a program, right? And kind of tell us, what do you bring to the floor? What kind of a player are that team gonna get?
So
remember, Coach said we need to see some of that swag. So this is your perfect time.
Right. No, for sure. I'm more than ready to play at that next level. I feel like every conversation I've had with somebody about this specific question, I've always said yes. I'm ready. I'm more than ready. I feel like I've always been in positions. I've always grown up in kind of smaller name areas. I wasn't on necessarily the biggest name travel ball team at a smaller division high school, but I've always wanted to play at that upper division. I've always worked to play at that upper division. I feel like I feed off my environment heavily. So if I see that competitiveness out on the field, I'm going to want to compete with that level of competitiveness. So I'm for sure more than 100% ready to play at that D1 level. And right now it's work in progress with a couple of different schools. The opportunities are there for me and I'm ready to take them on. I just have to kind of see what's best fit for me and see what ultimately I want for myself, because I feel like I've come to a point in my life where I'm ready to choose me and ready to choose what I've wanted for whatever my life is and what I want in my future. Yeah, I'm ready to take on whatever's getting thrown at me for sure, though.
I love it. Hey, Coach, I will give you the last question for you, Coach. I know you guys are probably preparing, getting ready for your travel. What time are you guys traveling down to San Diego tomorrow?
We're leaving at 8:30, but actually we did all our prep work. I mean,
Mhm.
I sit at school all the time.
Mhm.
Like all the time. I was here all day yesterday.
There you go.
But we started prepping. We've something we do is Zoom.
Mhm.
So we did a
Ready to
Zoom
go.
filming yesterday. So we're pretty much ready. It's just as long as Coach Bennett doesn't forget some sort of item or they don't forget their cleats or tennis shoes, typically.
Yeah. So here's my last question to you. It's hard to replace a player like Sofia. You can't. You just can't, right? Besides the wins and losses, the stats, what will you miss most about her?
Oh, okay. I gotta say it. I gotta say it. We gotta go back to the field a little bit a few weeks ago.
Mm.
So Sophia threw up on the mound. I just got to tell the story. This is like my
Mhm.
favorite story of all time. She didn't. It didn't come out, so she threw, or no, she upped it and then swallowed it and turned around and struck the girl out. So it's kind of some of that swagger.
Yeah.
I'm gonna miss seeing her grow. Like that moment alone, last year was not gonna happen. It just wasn't that atmosphere. So I'm gonna miss her growth. There's parts, now that she has a lot of her teammates here that I missed that are from last year, which she was a little more goofier. I mean, she's still really goofy, but I really enjoyed watching her become her own. And that's what's great about just community college kids or just student athletes is you grow and you change. I mean, I'm not the same person I was as a freshman, but if I didn't go through those, I wouldn't be the human I am today. And I'm gonna miss those times. Miss the conversations that we'll have. I'll be like, oh my God, this person's crazy. Can you what's going on, man? Like, hey, or Sophia, what did you do? I'll miss those. Miss seeing her in the weight room dancing. That'll be definitely a big one. Miss randomly seeing her at her sister's high school games. It's always a great pop
I'll
up.
still be there.
You will not still be there because you will play at a 4-year. Okay. There is no option.
Good point. Good point.
Hey,
Yeah.
Sophia, I lied. I'm going to give you the last question here. What will you miss about Coach?
Oh God.
Man, honestly, just how you never know what you're gonna get with Coach. She's like a box of chocolates. It really is like a box of chocolates. She really is just the definition of a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. And I love that about her. She keeps me on my toes. And I'm gonna miss that so much. Like she has allowed me to grow in so many ways, more than one. And it's just like like I said, you never know what you're gonna get. Like some days it'll be like you're really you want to crack her up in a good mood and she's just not feeling it and it's like, oh, but then 2 minutes later she's giggling and laughing and it's like, oh, okay. Like I'm gonna miss that so much. I've never met anybody that's able to kind of just, I don't know, give you two sides in one day like that. It's such a it's fun. It's a fun experience. I'm not gonna lie with you. As much as I complain about it, it's really fun. But she's just really she's always there for you as well. Like whenever I've needed her, whenever I've asked her questions, she's always responded back to me ASAP, has always helped me with whatever I needed in terms of classes, schedules. She does more than the bare minimum. She goes out of her way to be there for you, to support you, to do whatever she needs to do to help you succeed. And I think that's what I'm going to miss the absolute most. I don't know if there's going to be anyone that's as passionate as she is. But definitely, yeah, passionate coach right there.
Well, ladies, this is easily one of my favorite interviews ever. It's a privilege getting to know you both, especially you, Sophia, because I know Devin. But it's amazing to hear both your guys' stories now, right? Their stories now, and it's still going on. Again, just a reminder: San Bernardino Valley College versus San Diego Mesa College tomorrow at 2 p.m. for the play-in game. You guys go do your thing. Good luck. Have a safe drive. And again, thank you for your time. And go get them.
Yes, sir. Be there or be square.
Thank you, ladies. We'll talk soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.